This is section 712. We're going to divide and multiply rational expressions. So we're going to take these expressions and multiply them and divide them. Now, as a quick review, as a reminder, that when we are multiplying or dividing with fractions, remember when we multiply straight across. So this becomes 2 times 8 over 4 times 6. And then you can just reduce from there, like, a 4 and a 2, right? Take out a factor. And so you're left with 2 over 3. Now with division, you switch it into multiplication by flipping the second fraction. So that's going to give me 21 over whatever 8 times 14 is. Well, the 14, so that's going to be 3 over 16. So just know that if it's division, you flip the second fraction and you turn it into multiplication. Now, the same process is going to apply to rational expressions. Now remember, factors reduce. We have to be factors for them to reduce. So for example, that's a plus, so we have to consider that as one thing. That's a minus, so that's one thing. That's one thing, because that's a minus, that's one thing. Okay, well, it's multiplying, so we can combine it together. So we combine the top together, and we combine the bottom together. Now what's the same top and bottom? Those factors are going to reduce because it's multiplying. That's going to be my answer. Now this next one, because it is division, you have to flip the second one first. So x plus 2, put parentheses around that, 9x minus 1, put parentheses around that, right, because they're not factors, so I have to turn them into factors. So times, so I flip it. That's always your first step. Now, factors reduce, so I'm going to be left with x plus 2 over 2x plus 1. Now in this one right here, this is 3 times y, and then I have this y minus 2 cubed times, and then this y plus 5. Right? I have to put parentheses around it because they're not factors. And so we look for things that reduce. Well, one of these, y minus 2's reduce. Right? Because this is y minus 2 times y minus 2 times y minus 2. One of them reduce. Nothing else reduces. So my answer is that. Now in this example here, I can do the flipping, but we're also going to have to factor it, right? Because minus and plus, they're not factored, so I need to go through and factor it. So on the top here, I can factor out a 5 because there's a 5 in common. For this one, a times c, negative 24, factors of 24 that are going to give me 10 are going to be, we have 2 and 12. And so it'll be a positive. So I'm going to factor that off to the side. So 3x squared minus 2x plus 12x minus 8, factor by grouping. There's an x in common. There's a 4 in common. So that's going to be x plus 4, 3x minus 2. Now I need to flip these. So factoring them, I'm going to kind of combine it together, right? So if you want me to write it off to the side here, I can. So 3x squared minus 8x plus 4 over x squared plus x minus 12. So factoring this, a times c, 12. Factors of 12 that add to negative 8. It's going to be negative 2 and negative 6. So 3x squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 4. Factor by grouping, factor out an x, and and then I have to factor out a negative, and then it looks like a 2. So you're left with 3x minus 2. So then we flipped it. So now on top I get x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. And then now I need to factor this. A times c, negative 12, factors of negative 12 that add to 1 are 4, negative 3. So x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12. Factor out an x. Negative 3. I get x minus 3 and x plus 4. So now I need to go through and reduce. So this factor reduces. This factor reduces. I don't see any other factors that are going to reduce. So I can just write it as 5 times x minus 2 over x plus 4. There's 2 of them, so I'm going to say squared. So what did we learn today? We multiplied and divided rational expressions. Now everything's the same thing, right? If it's multiplying, you just multiply straight across, reduce where you can. If you're division, or if you're dividing, you have to flip the second fraction. Now it's multiplication. You multiply straight across, reduce where you can. Just remember, factors reduce. If you have x plus 1 over x plus 3, the x's do not cancel out. No, they don't cancel out. Because they are not factors, right? They say plus there, you have to consider that as one big thing. This does conclude our lesson. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments.